It's hard to understand the legalese here because it's an appeal of an appeal, but explain this morning's news to our audience.
Let me explain. Epic Games, Apple, they were in this major lawsuit a few years ago over the App Store. Apple won in the sense they were not designated a monopoly, but there was one little carve-out that Apple lost on, and that was known as a steering provision. The idea where the judge ruled that Apple should allow developers to include a button inside of their applications to point users external to the App Store to complete their transactions. Now, why is that such a big deal? Because primarily, applications downloaded via the App Store to the iPhone or the iPad have to use Apple's in-app billing system. That takes between a 15% and a 30% cut. In fact, the majority of Apple's services revenue likely comes from transactions and in-app purchases made through the App Store.
Something happened in the US as well with the Epic versus Apple. And this week you also learned the appeals were denied by the US court. Apple had to abide by the ruling that happened back in September 2022, I believe. And basically, Apple changed a few days ago their policies on the App Store again, and instead of completely scrapping their commission on payment for external links, they moved that payment from 30% to 27% for external links. So Apple's payment link is at 30% commission, and then the external one is at 27% plus another review that you have to go through, which is very crazy.
This is why I believe that people are, even me who I wasn't really on board with having people distributing their app outside of App Store at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I kind of came to developer side, right? I was like one of the few developers that was thinking, it's okay. Like, let's put it through the App Store. It's safer for users and everything.
Yeah.
I was in that camp before, and these days, like 2 years ago, I was like, man, this is just crazy. Especially when you submit your app and they see something really minor and they just reject the app. It's really heartbreaking. You end up feeling like, okay, they are kind of abusing their position. And how can I describe this? They went to court, right? And the judge told them, hey, you have to allow your users or your developers to provide external payment links. Everybody who was there probably thought, okay, this is the end of it, right? Like, I'm a developer, I build my app, I provide a link, I provide a PayPal, and people pay me. That's cool. I don't have to go through the unnecessary Apple craziness, right? Well, a few hours later, Apple came back with a new rule. So this rule didn't exist before, but because of the judgment they had, and because they wanted to keep getting that 30%, the new rule now is that if you want to submit an app, and you have an external link, you have to register that link with Apple. I'm trying to simplify it here, but that's what they are basically saying. You have to register that payment link with Apple. If you don't, your app will not be accepted in the App Store. That's basically what it means.
Yeah,
if you don't register the link, your app will not be accepted in the App Store.
Hashtag Fortnite.
Exactly. But that's not even the end of it. Because once you register this link, right, if the user clicks on that link to pay, Apple will present them with a warning screen with big letters telling them that they cannot secure the payment, basically discouraging them from leaving the app and go to submit their payment. And once they even do that, the user has to log in again in the developer's website before they make the payment. They just try to make it as difficult as possible for developers. And on top of that, the developer, whatever price they charge the user, they will have to pay another 27% commission to Apple.
Yeah.
So Apple figured that developers are probably going to use external payment systems like Stripe, which takes about 3 to 4% commission. Then Apple adds its 27% commission. So you come back to zero, basically. Like the 30% commission that you're avoiding to pay, you end up paying it again.
This is really crazy, and thanks for the explanation.
That's not even the end of it, though.
By the way, guys, we noticed that most of you who watch our videos haven't subscribed to the channel. So please go subscribe. We are a new channel and we need your support. And don't forget to like the video as well. Thanks, and let's go back to the video.
That's not even the end of it, though.
Oh, is there
Yeah,
more?
there is more.
Are there
There is
more?
more.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Apple is reserving the right
Mhm.
to audit the developer. Imagine, right? So imagine I sell 1 million worth of whatever I'm selling on the App Store, and Apple decide that, okay, we feel like you sold more. We have to audit you. Think about that. You have to audit your revenue. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's really crazy. That's really crazy. And to be honest, I actually thought that the judge was really nice to kind of Apple back when the judgment or the ruling came out, because they found them not to have any monopolistic practices. And the only thing that they kind of ask for from them is to change this policy regarding payment options. And really, they seems like they've screwed it up. And I also remember that during the ruling, the judge, her name is Yvonne Gonzalez Rodriguez, and she was saying that she's going to keep an eye on Apple to make sure that they abide by the rule. What I'm hoping for now is that coming days or weeks, something is going to happen. Or if the judge doesn't say anything, I'm just hoping that another company in the US is going to sue Apple based on the same thing. And by the same thing, I mean the monopolistic practices thing.
Yeah, I think
that's the hope
I
that I
think
have.
the CEO of Epic is gonna continue his battle. He's losing a lot of money doing this, by the way, but it is what it is, right? And
Yeah.
Apple has, I don't know, Apple has turned into something that a lot of people in tech are having a
Hate.
difficult time recognizing. Like they've turned into this almost evil empire,
Yeah.
right?
Totally agree.
And developers are kind of protesting, right? You can
Yeah.
even see it in the latest release of their headset, the Vision Pro headset.
Yeah.
Companies like Netflix, Spotify have decided to not even publish an app for the new hardware, the new Vision Pro. And I think it's just a way of protesting that we help you sell your hardware, but you treat us like crap,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Apple has a lot of stuff going on right now, like even their
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Another judge struck that down, that they can no longer sell their
Mhm.
new watch with the oxygen sensor, because apparently
Blood oxygen.
Apple
Yeah.
was kind of infringing some patent from another company.
Yeah. So this company is a medtech company.
Yes.
And basically, what they said back in 2020 is the fact that Apple stole their technology, and they sue Apple because of this. And they won the
Right.
case. The name is Massimo. So they won the
Yes.
case for the blood oxygen sensor. And now, Apple has to basically remove this technology from their new watches that they are going to be selling. And really, all these kind of cases, I mean, we are focusing on the US now, all these cases and lawsuit in the US, this is not something new, right? Like all the biggest companies in the world faced the same thing in the past. If you take Microsoft had a similar case back in, I believe, 1998, when the US basically sued them regarding Internet Explorer and how they had
Monopoly.
a monopoly around it, and how they install it as a default and all those things. And they were basically fine, and they had to pay and change their practices. And so far, Apple hasn't paid anything in these cases. Maybe that's why they are still a little bit bullish and trying to bully people around, but maybe the future is going to change. But overall, right, what I would say is that this makes you see the little cracks that are kind of appearing in the Apple ecosystem, or the Apple kind of world. And I think this is going to crack. I'm not saying Apple is going to go bankrupt, but their system is going to be more open. The way they get to make money so easily by charging people for no reason, this thing is going to change in the coming 3 to 5 years, I think.
Yeah, definitely is not looking good for Apple. The stock is gonna feel this some way or the other, right?
Are you sure they've got some exciting news as well on the side?
Well, they
I was-
haven't said anything.
I was reading an article where, Sam Altman was saying, had like a convo with the Apple design mastermind, Johnny Ive, and they were saying that they are planning to create like an AI device together and all those things. And this,
Well, he's no longer. Again, that is just competition for Apple, because Johnny Ive has left Apple for a while.
Oh, did he? Well, when
Yeah.
did he when did he leave?
Oh, that was like 2 or 3 years ago, or even 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
has his own design firm now, and he
Oh, I thought
just
he was still working
contracts
there.
to. No, 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 no. He left a
Mm.
while ago.
Oh, so
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not good from a pro for Apple then.
exactly. It's not good for Apple. It's definitely not
And
good for Apple.
beside that, there is the new Samsung S24 that came out as well, and people are calling it the iPhone. And this phone can do some good stuff. So for the first time ever, right, Samsung is selling a phone that's not about capability. So before, Samsung is all about like capability. We've got this RAM, we got this space, whatever. We got this number of apps, but now it's just focus on the software, and they've got some great. I was watching, the MKBHD review on it. They've got some great AI stuff. Like you can speak with someone and the AI will translate it on the phone real time. It's looking good for them. Let's come back to Apple.
That's you brought up a good point, and that's why we said it in past episode that Apple is gonna build call AI, like Edge AI, they call it. So an AI that runs on a phone. We are hoping that will happen. So that will be a good for Apple to differentiate. Because if you see the launch of the latest iPhone, it didn't get a good reception because a lot of people felt like compared to the previous version, nothing really changed. I think the mobile device space has hit a plateau where on the hardware front, like how many pictures can you take? All these cameras are really good now.
You are coming back to what we were saying last week. You have to use Rabbit R1. That's
Let's not go into that. but just to finish my point, right? We've reached peak mobile phone, I would say,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now all these brands are trying to find another way to stay relevant. And the only relevant thing going on right now is AI. They are going to market it somewhere or the other. I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first, guys. Very soon, most of the mobile phones that are going to come out are going to boast about an AI chip.
Yeah.
Okay? There is going to be an AI chip. And the way they are going to sell it to you is that this AI chip can run on this AI model with this number of parameters. I'm telling you right now, that's what is going to happen. Samsung is just the beginning because what they've done is, although it's cool, it's not at that level yet. The next release of the iPhone, wait, next September, it's going to be very, very, very good. I'm really excited about that for
Are you sure? Because Apple, right, regarding all the hardware technologies, Apple is always the last one. They are so reliant on what they've got already in terms of their customer base. So if you talk about the charging of the phone, the wireless charging, they are the last one to do that. Their fast charging is still very slow. If you take OnePlus or even Google Pixel, they charge way faster than Apple. And all these things, they are always the last one to do. Even basically my point here is that you are saying next year. I'm not sure. We will see.
We will see, but I want to point out that all those things are done on purpose because Apple needed a way to make more money because their phone are very good. Let's not forget that. The iPhone is a very good phone. The time passes, right? People take more time to change their phone. Some people will change their phone every year. They will buy an iPhone every year. Some people will take 2 years. Some people will take 3-4 years. If the phone is reaching a certain performance where you don't need more performance, you are just going to stick to whatever is working well for you. You need another way to sell. Apple found out that, okay, if I made my charging cable proprietary, I can sell you different parts. Just 2 or 3 years ago, we were buying phones with a charger. Today, if you buy an iPhone, you just get the phone. You don't get the charger. That's crazy, man. It was done on purpose so that they can sell you all the accessories. So they will sell you the cable, they will sell you the charger, the headphones. All this was done on purpose so that they can, like, the slow adoption is done on purpose so that they can sell you all these accessories. But that is something else. The other side of this is that once they start showing this capability of AI on their phones and stuff like that, people will be compelled to buy the phone, right? It will make it a reason. Like, even if you didn't want it, you'll be like, okay, it has this AI thing and it's pretty cool. Let me go and buy it.
Let's see.
I'm just going to add another hot take is that the Vision Pro headset, I don't think it's going to work out for Apple because it's not working out for Meta, right? I don't think it's going to work out for Apple. Doesn't matter how much AI they add to it. It's a great piece of hardware. I'm sure some of the best engineers in the world have built it, but I don't think it's a good product. It's just, I don't know. I just can't see it, man.
I mean, I think we talked about this before in one of our first episodes regarding virtual reality and augmented reality, right?
Yep.
And regarding the VR, I really don't see a future. They are too big. They are too cumbersome. A lot of people don't like them. So me, I'm looking forward to seeing something around the glasses, something that's augmented reality. So I think that's where the future is. This all kind of VR headset, I don't see that working.
Yeah.
And
it costs almost $4,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, to wrap it up on my side, I'll just repeat what I said before. I think there are the little cracks are appearing in the Apple kind of ecosystem now, and things are really going to change. The way they easily make money and rely on their customer base, that's going to change. They have to put in more work now to make money. And I think, as you said, AI is going to be what they are going to be leveraging to do that. Are they going to be doing it next year? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's it on my side.
They don't have a choice, man. We just did the R1 video. There is going to be more devices. People are trying to find the cracks, like you said. More devices are going to come on the market. God forbid one of those devices stick. That's going to be terrible for Apple.
Exactly. Apple will become like Nokia.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, so if you have a ChatGPT Plus subscription, go check the link in the description. We have the file of the lawsuit of Epic versus Apple. We use it as a data source for ChatGPT, so you can go play with it. You ask it questions, and it's going to reply to you. It's actually really, really fun. So yeah, go in the link in the description. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed the content. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us lacking. Me and my buddy, we working hard for this money.